Hello and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. I am Vedant Agarwal. In the past couple of weeks, the diplomatic standoff between India and Canada has only intensified. In Canada, Justin Trudeau's remarks seem to have backfired, with his political ratings falling considerably since he made the remarks. But India's position throughout has been amply clear that extremism and terror of any kind is unacceptable to New Delhi. Now, in Washington, External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar called out Canada for what he called permissiveness for terror. In fact, he went on to say, let's not normalize what's happening in Canada, and also alluded to double standards with which Trudeau's allegations vis-a-vis India were dealt with, saying, would these allegations be accepted if they were directed to any other country? Well, New Delhi rejected Trudeau's allegations on day one and called them politically motivated. Now, a big lead on Left, Right and Centre tonight. External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar's Plainspeak on Canada and permissiveness for Khalistani terror in Canada, as he puts it. But first, let's listen in to what he had to say.
Let's not normalize what is happening in Canada. If it had happened to any other country, would they have taken it, so calmly? So I think, it's necessary to call out. We are a democracy. We don't need to learn from other people what freedom of speech is about. But we can tell people this. We don't think freedom of speech extends to incitement to violence. That to us is misuse of freedom. It's not a defense of freedom. The ongoing problem really revolves around the permissiveness in regard to terrorism, extremism and violence. And this permissiveness is also reflected in the fact that some important extradition requests have not been responded to from their side. And most important, the fact that our diplomatic missions and our diplomatic personnel have been consistently and continuously intimidated in Canada.
And well, joining me now on the broadcast, Ashok Sajjanhar, former diplomat, to discuss Jaishankar's tough talk on Canada. He reiterated his stand today in Washington as well. Thanks very much, sir, for joining us. My first question, how do you really perceive Jaishankar's tough talk there? I mean, New Delhi has been clear that such kind of extremism is unacceptable. And one thing that he said, and I want your opinion on this as a former diplomat, that these allegations, had they been directed to any other country, it wouldn't have been met this way.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Vedanta, for having me on your show. When the allegations were made the first time on the 19th of September, the same day the official spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs had literally rubbished them, said that these allegations are absurd and motivated. After that, of course, there was nothing that was coming out from India. So, there were some people who were suggesting, why is India not speaking? Why is the External Affairs Minister not speaking? So he got an opportunity. So when he addressed the UN General Assembly on the 26th, and then he had a meeting, he addressed an audience at a think tank, Council on Foreign Relations in New York, and then Hudson Institute at in Washington, D.C. Yesterday. And today he had also a press conference.
Jaishankar has made it clear that, this is something that's not acceptable. Also, demanded evidence. But how do you perceive this charge that there's permissiveness for Khalistani terror? Of course, we've seen in the past couple of months, in fact, the kind of attacks that Indian diplomats have had to face in Canada and the UK. But as a former diplomat, how do you look at this? Is there this kind of free pass for Khalistani terror in Canada?
Vedanta, that is a statement of fact, and I am glad that External Affairs Minister made that comment, because otherwise, what was being seen as just one killing and the charge and the allegations that had been made by Mr. Trudeau. But what External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar said, that the killing doesn't have to be seen in isolation. It has to be seen in the context of the environment that has been created by Canada, having such a permissive environment in which there is hate crime, there is organized violence, there is threat and intimidation of Indian diplomats. they are not able to work. So there is, the first question that you asked, that there is hypocrisy, there is double standards. Because if a similar charge had been made against another country, that country would have reacted very strongly. They would have, possibly Canada, or even for that matter, the United States, did not think that India would react so very strongly and push back so strongly against
Absolutely, that pushback has been very strong. In fact, very sharp comments there by External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar, really pulling no punches. But just as on this aspect of security threats, do you think Canada, in Canada, these security threats were ignored because India continued to send dossiers about Khalistani terrorists, extremists, and then blaming New Delhi for the killing of a Khalistani extremist? I mean, isn't it contradictory?
Of course it is. It doesn't square up at all, and this is, this atmosphere, this environment, this ecosystem of permissiveness. It has not been happening, just over the last 2, 3, 4 years. It has sort of, come to the fore much more clearly right now. And if you permit, in 1 minute, I'll give you my own assessment that earlier, because I think all of this is being funded by the ISI.
Right.
All of this is being funded by Pakistan. Earlier, what Pakistan was doing is trying to fund the Kashmir issue. Now they have found after August 2019 that the Kashmir issue, there are no takers, it does not fly.
Right. In fact, those ISI links that you talk about are also extremely important because several of those angles have also come up. Thanks very much, sir, for joining us on Left, Right and Centre tonight. But taking cue from that, now an audio clip of Khalistani terrorist Arshdeep Dalla threatening a Punjab businessman for extortion has also surfaced, which is proof of how Khalistani extremists and gangsters are being sheltered in Canada. Take a look at this report.
ਬੰਦੇ ਦੇ ਘਰੇ ਭਰਾਵਾ 100 ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੰਟ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੇ ਘਰੇ 100 ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਵੇਂ ਮੈਂਟਲੀ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਇੱਕ ਹਾਂ ਹੈਲੋ ਹਾਂ ਸੁਣੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਮੈਂਟਲੀ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਕਰਿਆ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂਟਲੀ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਕਰਿਆ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂਟਲੀ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੀ ਇਹ ਕਰਿਆ ਨਾ ਹੁਣ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਫਿਜ਼ੀਕਲੀ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਹੋਣੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਰਹਿ ਚੱਲ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ
This is the voice of Khalistani terrorist Arshdeep Dalla on an extortion call from Canada with a businessman. Dalla has been extorting crores from big businessmen, contractors, singers and liquor traders in Punjab and using the money to promote the Khalistani cause and terrorism. Arshdeep Dalla is India's most wanted terrorist and the NIA has offered a reward of 10 lakh rupees for information that can lead to his arrest. Dalla, who belongs to Moga in Punjab, is very close to Hardeep Singh Nijjar and Sukha Dunike, both killed in Canada recently. He is believed to have links with Pakistan's ISI and terrorist organization Lashkar-e-Taiba. He also has links with Rinda, a Khalistani terrorist based in Pakistan. According to Arshdeep Dalla's dossier, there are 25 cases registered against him in India, including many UAPA cases. In this 2-minute audio clip shared by intelligence agencies, he demands money from a Punjab businessman.
ਉਹ ਭਰਾਵਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਨੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਨੇ ਕਹਤਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇੰਨੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਯਾਰ ਦੇਖ ਇਹ ਨੰਬਰ ਦੇਣਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹਾਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਤੂੰ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਛੱਡ ਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਲੈ ਲਿਆ ਅੱਛਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਭਰਾਵਾ ਮਸਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਪਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਆਂਗੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਈ 2 ਨੰਬਰ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੂੰ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਪਾਸ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਸੈੱਟ ਆ ਤੇਰਾ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਤੂੰ ਟੂਨ ਜੀ ਚ ਨਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਟੂਨ ਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਫਿਰ ਤੂੰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਹੀ ਕਹਿ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੇਖ ਲੈ ਤੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਹੀ ਲਊਂਗਾ ਚੱਲ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਈ ਤੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਹੀ ਲੈ ਤੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਵਾਅਦਾ ਕਰਦਾ ਗੱਲ ਚਲੋ ਤੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਕਰ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਆਪਦੇ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ ਨੰਬਰ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਫੋਨ ਲਾ ਲਾ
Security agencies have confirmed that this is Dalla's voice. According to security agencies, Dalla has been carrying on his extortion business from Canada, including the recent killing of a Congress leader in Moga. With camera person Arun Negi and Mukesh Singh Sengar, Bureau Report, NDTV.